All right, so moving on to the next segment, we're going to pivot here to the world of MMA inside the UFC world. And I'll be sharing my UFC 313 main event prediction between Alex Pereira and Magomed. So Magomed will be getting his first title shot as Alex Pereira defends the light heavyweight title against Magomed in the main event of UFC 313. So 9 storylines heading into this fight. Can Alex Pereira get past what could be his final challenge at the light heavyweight division? At 205, Alex Pereira has gone on one of the best runs that we've seen in recent memory inside the UFC. He's saved several UFC cards, several UFC events. He fought 3 times last year. Alex Pereira, well, I was going to say low-key, but high-key, Alex Pereira has been the MVP and the face of the UFC over the last year or so, based off of what he's done. And this dominant run at 205, knocking out Yuri Prochazka twice, knocking out Jamal Hill, knocking out Khalil Roundtree, he has gone on one hell of a run. So Magomed basically is the final test for Alex Pereira, in my opinion, at 205. And let's keep that in mind as well. Everybody just mentioned Prochazka, Hill, and Roundtree. They're good fighters, but they're all strikers. This is really the first test that Alex Pereira is going to have against a decent grappler and Magomed. Everybody that Alex Pereira has beaten on his resume, all strikers, including at middleweight too, Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, guys like that. Those are strikers. So this is your toughest test in terms of grappling when you get in the octagon with Magomed this Saturday at UFC 313. We're going to see how that plays out. But the final storyline is Magomed ready for this moment? He's waited a long time patiently at this light heavyweight division for a world title shot. When I say a long time, it's been years and years and years. And he's gone through some controversial draws on his quest of getting a world title shot. At one point, even threatened to retire based on one of the fights going to a draw decision. And Magomed, to tell the truth with you guys, maybe this might be me, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will agree, he's not the most entertaining fighter. When you watch him, he doesn't really have things to make you jump up and be excited for. Like, oh, Magomed's fighting on this card. He doesn't really have it. So I think he's a good fighter, but he is well deserving of this world title fight against Alex Pereira. He's been the #1 ranked fighter at this division for a little bit. And now we're going to see how bad he wants this moment. How bad does he want to be a world champion? How hungry is he to be a world champion when he gets in the octagon with Alex Pereira in the main event of UFC 313? But enough of the storylines. Let's get into the tail of the tape here. So the challenger, Magomed. Magomed has 20 victories, one loss, and 1 draw to his resume. Has 11 KO victories. Currently the #1 ranked contender at the light heavyweight division. Stands at 6'3" and has a reach of 75 inches. Then I'm looking at Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is 12-2, 12 victories, 2 losses, 10 victories come away of knockout. Currently the reigning defending UFC light heavyweight champion, a pound for pound great in the UFC, stands at 6'4" with a reach of 79 inches. So the height goes to Alex Pereira, but the reach goes in favor of the challenger Magomed. So we're going to see if the reach plays a factor when the 2 respective fighters meet in the octagon. So to the game plans, if one of these fighters want to walk out as the light heavyweight champion, they're going to have to follow these game plans. Started with Magomed. Land the takedowns. Now, like I just said, Alex Pereira has a lot of marquee victories against great strikers. Not one win on his resume stands out to me that he's ever faced a tremendous grappler or wrestler. Magomed has the wrestling skills, which could be one of the reasons why he defeats Alex Pereira. So I think he should land the takedowns. Alex, again, is unproven against grapplers. I think he should shoot for some takedowns. If he takes Alex Pereira down to the ground, wear him down on the ground, tire him out, you could gain control on the ground. That could help if Magomed wins this fight by decision. He should land some strikes in the mount on Alex Pereira. I think that could be a really good game plan for Magomed. Now, next, he's going to have to cut off the octagon. Now, Magomed is really good at pressuring his opponents He's very comfortable in the fight when he controls the pace of the fight, walk his opponents down, and cut off the octagon. I think he's going to have to do that against Alex Pereira. Even though Alex Pereira is a knockout artist, I think he's going to have to walk him down, make him feel uncomfortable at times, cut the octagon off, be the aggressor, be the one in control offensively, and make Alex Pereira work off the back foot. Alex Pereira working off the back foot could lead to him making mistakes in the counterpunching battle as well against Magomed. So I think this could be one of the reasons why Magomed could win. And last but not least, I think Magomed's got to land the leg kicks. Whether the landing the calf kicks on Alex Pereira, landing kicks on the midsection to the body, that could slow down Alex Pereira offensively, and he could move around gingerly in that octagon if he's getting hurt with several leg kicks. So I think if Magomed can follow those three things, he's got a shot to defeat Alex Pereira at UFC 313. Now, for Alex Pereira, I think Alex Pereira is going to have to win the counter-punching battle. Now, I think Alex Pereira obviously packs a punch. 10 victories come way of knockout. Magomed is going to be standing in the pocket for a bit, trying to figure out Alex Pereira and trying to walk him down. Now, if he does that, Alex Pereira winning the counter-punching battle could be very good for him as he tries to win this fight, because he can win the counter-punching battle by landing a thunderous left hook that packs a punch with a lot of power and a lot of aggression. If he lands a left hook or an uppercut, that could lead to him scoring a knockdown or leading to him getting a knockout victory. So I think Alex Pereira is going to have to win the counter-punching battle. Now next, Alex Pereira is going to have to use his footwork and fight in different angles in the octagon. Now, like I just said, Magomed does like to cut off the octagon and walk his opponents down. If Alex Pereira can move around in different angles, and not saying that Alex Pereira has to walk down Magomed the entire fight, but if he can move around in different angles, move around swiftly in that octagon, making Magomed work to go get him, this could open the door for Alex Pereira landing some strikes on Magomed that Magomed might not see coming. Or he could set up traps for Magomed with using his footwork, because Alex Pereira does have good footwork in the octagon. So that could be another good reason. And last but not least, be alert defensively. You know the takedowns are coming. You know Magomed's not going to stand in front of you for 5 minute rounds, especially in the championship rounds, just going toe for toe for you, blow for blow with you, striking. That ain't happening. So you know the takedowns are coming. If Alex Pereira can stuff the takedowns and avoid being on the ground, on the mat for long, this could go a huge way of Alex Pereira defeating Magomed at UFC 313. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Alex Pereira to successfully retain his light heavyweight title, defeating Magomed in the main event of UFC 313. Now, I think this is a good test for Alex Pereira. I think this is actually his final test at 205, because if Magomed can't beat him, I don't think anybody can in this division. But Alex Pereira has passed several tests so far. Knocking out Yuri Prochazka twice, knocking out Jamal Hill, knocking out Khalil Roundtree. Now you fight Magomed, and arguably is your best grappler that you ever faced in your UFC career. So you know that the takedowns are coming. I think if Alex Pereira can stuff the takedowns, be alert defensively, win the counter-punching battle, fighting different angles in the octagon, making Magomed work to go get him, could lead to Alex Pereira setting up traps to have a vicious knockout on Magomed. I just feel like Magomed's going to make some mistakes. He's not going to capitalize on opportunities, which is going to open the door for Alex Pereira to either land a knockout, I can see, with the left hook, an uppercut. I just feel like Alex Pereira is going to get him out of there, I say, within 3 rounds. I like Alex Pereira knocking out Magomed to retain his title within 3 rounds in the main event of UFC 313. So that is my fight summary for the main event of UFC 313 between Alex Pereira and Magomed.